What's good, y'all? If you tapped in, you already know who I am. If not, my name is Caleb Jarrell. This video is for the guys, that say they want to move out, that may be young and feel like they ready to move out and want to take their life serious. It's not to discourage you or nothing, but it's just to give you some insight, you feel me? I'm 22, I'll be 23 in December, and I moved out my parents' crib when I was 19, I want to say. I had just turned 19, and so I have about 3 years under the belt of me staying on my own, taking care of everything, paying my own bills, paying for my own living situation. And I want to bring awareness to the fact that everything falls on you feel me? You lucky if you got people that you can count on, you can go to and ask them for help and different things like that. But I know there are some guys that may not have that luxury. I've never been really type to ask others for help. Not saying I didn't completely have it, but I didn't also feel like I could count on certain people. So that left me to figuring things out on my own for the most part. So there's gonna be times where you go through struggle. There's gonna be times where you don't understand what to do in the moment. But what matters is the fact that you understand that it falls on you. So it's better to figure it out than to wait on somebody else to come help you or save you. You feel me? You don't have nobody to come save you. Once you get into that mindset, I promise you're gonna be better off, because you'll understand, you know what? I know where I wanna be, so let me lock in and focus on what it is that I need to do, right? Sometimes you might have to work 2 jobs. Sometimes you might have to work overtime. But in the midst of doing that, understand that you're doing it for a greater cause. You're not doing it just to trick off that money. You tricking off on buying Jordans. You tricking off on buying designer clothes and different things like that. And don't get me wrong, I've done it. But you learn from that. You feel me? You learn that priorities have to come first. You learn that priorities need to come before fun. And that's what's going to make you become a better man, is understanding the fact that, and knowing and applying that, no matter how much fun I want to have, let me take care of these priorities first. Let me get these bills out the way. Let me make sure my finances is right before I go start trying to take women out, before I go start trying to buy all these clothes, all these Jordans, and I don't have no money stacked up. I don't have no money to take care of my bills. I don't have no money to take care of a car. Like, these are things that really matter as a man, is how well can you take care of your priorities and also focus on taking care of your living situation. You feel me? One of my other videos that I recently just made was about focusing on becoming financially stable. So how can you do that when you wasting all your money? How can you do that when you killing all the fruit? What do I mean by killing all the fruit? I mean, the fruit is the result of what you've been working for, the result of you putting in them hours, right? So if by the time you start to see the fruit, you giving it back to somebody else, what's the point of you working? What's the point of you putting in the hours? What's the point of you having overtime? You taking overtime, you feel me? So you have to understand that everything falls on you as a man when it comes to moving out. You can't count on mama, you can't count on daddy, you can't count on sister, you can't count on brother. You feel me? I'm not saying that you may not have help here and there, but as far as being codependent, relying completely on somebody else to take care of your situation, to take care of your problems, to take care of your issues, all of that has to be cut out in order to live comfortable. We men, so we want to live comfortable. That's our main thing. So you got to get sick and tired of putting in hours, sick and tired of working all day, every day, and not seeing a result from it. You feel me? But guess what? When you put in them hours, you start to see that fruit. It ain't no better feeling than coming home recognizing, dang, God blessed me with a nice place, a job, and some income, and I can come home and do as I please. I can come home, clean my spot up, cook me some food, order me some takeout, drink me some wine, kick back, watch me a Netflix show, a TV show, invite a girl over, any of that type of stuff. You have to understand that all of those are privileges and all of those are blessings. You feel me? Because everybody don't have that blessing. Everybody don't have that luxury of life. So when you at peace because you've been working hard, because you've been locked in with God, and you've been locked in on taking care of yourself overall, that's a blessing, bro. And you gotta stop taking that for granted. You feel me? My girl, she was at the house sick. So yesterday I took off work. It was a blessing to even be able to take off, because why? Boom. For one, God. Two, I've been putting in the work to be able to stack up money to where I can solve issues. You feel me? Money can solve a lot of problems. You feel me? A lot of people say the love of money is the root of all evil, which that's biblical, so it's true. But at the same time, it ain't nothing wrong with liking making money. Ain't nothing wrong with loving to make money, in my opinion. But it's about what you do with it. The same way it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, right? So if you're making all this income, but it's going all back out to somebody else, you have no fruit. You have no return on your investment, you feel me? So understand that when it comes to this moving out stuff, when it comes to living on your own, yeah, it's a blessing, it's a privilege. But guess what? She was sick yesterday. Now I start to feel sick, you feel me? But guess what? I had to understand that, yes, she's my help. So if I needed the help, you feel me, I'd have it as far as income and different things like that. But at the end of the day, this is my responsibility. When I got with her, she became my responsibility. So you have to understand and take those responsibilities serious. You feel me? I could have definitely took off another day, but guess what? I know the work that I'm trying to put in, and I know the things that I need to get done. So in the midst of me feeling however I feel, I have to understand it got to be done anyway. And that's what's going to make you different from anybody else, is the fact that you understand that. No matter how you feel, no matter how sick you feel, no matter how tired you feel, you understand, boom, I feel this way, but guess what? It still got to be done. Job not finished. You feel me? I still got to go pay my bills, because rent's still going to be doing them first. They still going to send you that invoice for rent. You feel me? And it's even tougher if you self-employed. You know, I'm a licensed barber, so I work a few days out the week, and then I come back home and work on my other businesses. So I have 2 rents that I have to pay, not only for my apartment, but for my shop also. So I not only have responsibility for myself, but I have responsibility when it comes to my lady. I got responsibility when it comes to my shop, and not only my shop, but also the people that work in my shop. So if I was to just show up, or not show up actually, and just be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do nothing today because I don't feel like it, everything else is in jeopardy if I don't have nothing in place. So what you can do to help yourself is to get financially stable and be able to manage your finances. You feel me? When you get paid, put some money back. Put 10% back, 15% back in savings, 20% back in savings. Live off 50% of your income. And be proactive with doing that stuff, because when times like this come up, when times where you want to take off because you don't feel good, or you may not feel the best, and it may be best for your business or best for you and your household for you to stay home and take care of somebody, you got income to be able to lean on. You feel me? You got some help. So help yourself out instead of making things worse for yourself. You feel me? Sometimes we put ourselves in the hole because we're not making the right decisions with our income, or the right decisions mentally. Not being proactive with stuff, we just being reactive. Allowing life to throw things at us. And then when we feel a certain way, we don't want to do anything. Like, cool, you're human. You're going to feel sick. You're going to feel bad. You're not going to feel the best 24/7. You're going to have tough days. But guess what? It's about putting your shoes on, walking out the door, and pushing through. That don't mean neglect your rest days. When it's time to rest, it's time to rest. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. You feel me? So remember that. Remember that when you move out, it's all going to fall on you, especially if you're self-employed. Especially if you're self-employed. So you got to be proactive. Your mentality got to be different. You can't do what everybody else do. You can't be on the same timing as everybody else. You got to be set apart. And you got to understand that responsibilities that you pick up are your responsibilities. And it's still up to you to show up and maintain everything that God blessed you with. So I want y'all to remember that. You feel me? Keep working. Stay locked in. And remember, like I always say, anything that you want to grow, you got to feed it. That's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 1,000 subs.